Welcome back to another live and amplified indie fusion podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quiet, and we're back at it again with another amazing podcast. We are smack dab in the middle of our pancreatic cancer fundraiser, and we have our next guest with us, Astrid. How's it going today?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to sit down and chat with you and get to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
So, you just released a new single a couple of weeks ago. How's everything been going with that?
Very well. The story behind the song. So the song title is 143, and it stands for I Love You, uh, the letters. And it was written after one of my friends lost her child. So it was a really emotional kind of process. It's a grieving process as well, because he was my son's friend and we know each other for a long time. And the feedback and the people were sharing their own stories. And it was reassuring, I guess, for them to know that they weren't alone going through this. And it was really heartbreaking to see how many people could relate to that story. But it's still a very hopeful, a song full of hope, and to remember them as a bright and shiny star in the sky. So
yeah, for sure. How long had you been working on this song before you decided to release it?
So basically, I started to work with a piano composer remotely back in January. So yeah, we are working on a three-song EP with 2 bonus track, and that song was the second one. So early this year, we started to work on it.
Nice. That's really cool. It's definitely a really cool or really good song. I guess cool probably isn't the descriptor I should use, but I really dig it. And is this the second song? You said this is the second song of the
Yes.
3-song EP. I'm guessing Not a Fool is probably the first one.
Yeah. So it's Be the Change, the first one.
Oh,
So this one is just an empowering song to engage people to be the change they want to see in this world, not wait for anything, but just go for it, basically. And the last one will go out on the 29th of November.
nice.
And that would be a French, it's a song singing in French and about sisterhood, friendship that has no frontier boundaries, because as you can hear maybe on my accent, I'm French. I live in the UK. I work with a Serbian composer. I left a lot of good friends back home. So this song is just to celebrate really friendship and sisterhood. So
Nice. And how long have you been in the UK?
almost 10 years.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Big culture change for you or not really?
Um, I think I lived abroad more than in France, actually.
Yeah.
So it's still a bit European kind of for the other country I've been visited, but still there is a lot of cultural differences. For example, Christmas is coming soon, and we celebrate a bit differently. So, for example, we don't do stockings or half on the shelf, thing like this. That is really, really cool. We don't have Boxing Day. So yeah, it's just a bit different. And we eat the cheese before dessert, not after.
Sure. Sure. So if just giving you a heads up, because it looks like we've got a storm kicking in right now. If
All
I
right.
drop off, I will do my
Okay.
best to get on as quickly as possible. So
Yes, right.
it's
Well, I hope you stay safe, though.
yeah, it just came out of nowhere. I just heard the wind howling outside. I'm like, wait a minute, this was all supposed to hit yesterday. And then yeah, anyways.
Right.
Oh, so just a little precursor there because I've seen my lights flicker a couple times already. So um
Okay.
so no, that's cool that you're been in the UK now for 10 years and you're learning different customs, I guess is kind of the best way to
Yes,
kind of word that one.
exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and were you doing music before you came to the UK, or was this something you picked up while in?
Yes. Well, I like to dance. I like to listen to music. I don't like quiet. So
Mm,
it's always on the background. So music is really part of every second of my life. Any emotions is related to music. But when it comes to writing my own songs, it's really started during lockdown. I was doing vocal coaching, singing lessons, and
mm,
it just came naturally after that. I used to write poems, and I was really good at French. That was my main topic, French literature in back in the day. So it was a nice way to keep busy and express yourself because we are in lockdown and things like this. So it really launched, and I did my first EP completely remotely during lockdown. So this is how it's all started, really.
hmm. Nice. That's cool. And during that time, who were you kind of listening to for influences? Like during lockdown, while you were kind of trying to find your
Yes.
sound.
So I'm a big jazz lover. So Nina Simon is always on my playlist,
Hmm.
and I really like Lady Gaga because I think she's really versatile, and I love her style. She can do a bit jazzy, a pop. She has a huge character, presence. So when it comes to performance, I try to look at her videos and get my confidence boosted when I look at her. Um, I like Billie Eilish as well.
Yeah.
I like her atmosphere, more dark. If you see my home studio, so that's where I record a bit, but I've got as well a home studio back in my garden, and it's really dark with fairy lights, and I like this kind of atmosphere. So I would say they were my three go-to during that
Mm,
time.
nice. That's really cool. And how much music have you released since then? Like it seems like you've been pretty busy.
Yes, I think I'm on the 12th title since
Oh well.
2020. So, and I work with three different producers or composer now. So,
Hmm.
but I'm still experiencing, and yeah, I just like, I don't want to do it by myself. I like the
Yeah.
way music connects, and this is why I want to do it. So it's nice through music and through writing my own songs and releasing, I meet different people and with different skills, and it's still growing. And I really like that process.
Nice. 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 And so Be the Change and 143 are the two singles leading up to essentially an EP at this point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the EP will be released end of January next
Okay.
year. And there will be two bonus tracks. So I released another song called Pour Toi and Piano Lilium with the composer I'm working with on that
Hmm.
EP. Um, kindly offered to do the backing track acoustic
Nice.
version for this, and then there will be another instrumental. But I won't reveal quite yet the name of
Yeah.
the EP. But yeah, for
Yeah.
the next step is at the end of the month. This new single in French called L'ombre et la lumière. It means shadow and light, because I
Hmm.
think it's like the yin and the yang, the missing piece in the puzzle in a friendship.
Nice. Nice. Is with all this kind of coming up and happening, are you still writing or are you 100% focused on this right now? Like are you kind of always writing or
I'm always writing. I'm not someone who sleeps a lot, and most of my lyrics comes like at weird time in
Mm,
3 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So
okay.
I always have my notebook or phone to record it quickly. And I'm already working on two different collaboration with two different producers. I've got collaboration on social media as well, coming
Nice.
up with painters who use my music to enhance their art and things like this. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of things still happening in the background.
Nice. That's really cool. I dig it. And then just kind of outside of music, what do you like to do? What do you like to spend your time doing when you're not doing music?
So I need to recharge battery a lot. I'm more like an introvert
Hmm.
person. So I like to walk in nature. I live by the sea, so I can walk to the beach, and I need that kind of atmosphere to just relax, recharge. I love reading. I read a lot as well, and then I'm a busy mom, so yeah, the children keeps me busy.
Yeah, for sure. What what have you read recently that's kind of maybe influencing your writing at all, or
I'm actually reading. I just finished a book on a library, so it's called The Lost Bookshop,
okay.
and it's actually a story joining Ireland and England and America, and it's the kind of the three countries I lived in. So
Hmm.
it was for me like a treasure with some of the Irish culture of someone who loves reading. So I kind of a bit relate to the story as well. And I
Hmm.
love being surrounded. I love going to libraries or yeah, to libraries really, to be surrounded by books. So yeah,
Nice.
a good
That's
read. I recommend.
nice. That's really cool. I will check it out for sure. Um, so kind of looking forward, how often are you playing shows right now? Are you playing pretty consistently, or are you more focused on writing and recording?
So I'm actually performing right now because it's leading to some Christmas markets and things like that. And I've got a lot of, I'm lucky enough to live in an island
Hmm.
where I'm surrounded by very talented different artists, painters, photographers, and they all come up together and do their Christmas market
Hmm.
in a church with rehabilitated for that purpose
Hmm.
for weekends. So I'll be singing. I've been singing 2 weeks ago. I'm singing on Friday, and so it's kind of like through the Christmas period, something I do, but and then I focus the rest of the year on writing because
Yeah.
I'm not really a performer, so I'm really picky on where I perform and do things.
Fair. Very fair. It's always kind of interesting to see, especially around this time of year where like the holidays are kind of picking up and it's like, okay, do because some people like start to tune it down this time of year because it is Christmas time, and then some people really start to crank it up this time of year because it is Christmas time. So it's always kind of interesting to see where musicians sit in that world.
Yes.
So it's cool. So just kind of looking at you as a writer, are you working on anything right now that's kind of interesting or you think could possibly become something?
So yes, so normally when I release my own music, it's more like jazzy, funky, kind of
Hmm.
retro sound. And at the moment, I'm working with more an EDM
Oh,
artist.
nice.
So yeah, hook and very different. But I really enjoy that process as well, and it's a challenge, and it's take me out of my comfort zone as well to try experience something different and write the top line and the lyrics for this one. So
Nice.
yeah, something excited,
For sure.
definitely
Do
exciting.
you, do you see yourself kind of doing this a little bit more? Maybe not staying with EDM, but like stretching your genres and like working with country musicians or rock musicians or like just kind of expanding upon your repertoire?
Yes, definitely. I listen to a lot of different genre of music,
Hmm.
and as long as the music inspire me, it could be any genre, I go for it, really.
Nice.
I'm not set. Um, I don't think I'm set right now in one genre. It just
Hmm.
happened that the whole release kind of were more about jazzy, funky.
Hmm.
The new EP is more like ballad with the piano. It's more acoustic, and then something new again, working on an EDM music. So yeah, as long as the music inspire me, whatever genre, if someone approach me with for a country and say
Hmm.
I need lyrics for this, definitely I will push myself to go for the challenge.
Very cool. I dig it. And is the acoustic stuff kind of how you present yourself live?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I like that. I like intimate atmosphere. So it's always in a small venue. Um, Yeah, definitely.
Nice. So with, obviously, like we had mentioned, you've got your new single out now that's a part of your upcoming bigger project, 143. How's the response been to that song since it's been a few weeks now?
It's been picked up really well, surprisingly, because it was so personal. We were a bit anxious about if people can actually relate to it.
Mm,
So I'm very surprised to see actually it's becoming very popular, and still I receive a lot of private messages, or it's
mhm.
shared, and the streams have been really picked up on Spotify. So I was very surprised because, as I said, it was a very personal project. Sometimes you kind of on the line saying, should I release that? Is that too personal? And it's just a really good example to say, just go for it and see what happens.
Sure, for sure. That's makes all the sense in the world. It's one of those things where I think the more authentic you become as a musician, that's when, like, yes, it's nerve wracking to be like, oh, I don't know if people are going to really care or connect with what I have to say and the life that I'm living or how I'm feeling. But in turn, when you do start putting that type of music out, that's when people actually really start to connect. So,
Yeah, definitely. And this is what I learned especially with this song. Um, yeah, if you feel something, you can be sure that someone else is feeling the same way, but don't have maybe the courage or the words to express.
mhm.
And so it's always good to stay authentic and just share whatever you feel, because it's more likely that someone will feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us for our pancreatic cancer fundraiser. This is a fundraiser, a thing very near and dear to my heart. So I really appreciate you joining us for
Well, when
this
you
one.
said it was for that project, to be honest, I was really pleased to be part of it, because two of my friends lost their spouses
Oh,
to this
wow.
cancer. So it's really good that you're doing this, really.
Yeah, so I lost my mother 4 years ago to pancreatic cancer, and that's kind of what spawned it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
So, it's one of those things where it's really been interesting and eye-opening as I talk to more musicians, how many people this cancer has affected. Because quite honestly, before my mother got diagnosed, I didn't even really know what pancreatic cancer was. And then I started looking into it and I started just asking questions. And it's like, oh, people that I've known for years, like, oh, my great grandma died from that, just like all these different connections. So,
Yeah. So I'm very sorry for your loss, but you're doing a really great thing to do, because people need to be definitely aware and sensibilized about this
mm,
disease.
yeah, I 100% agree. So kind of looking forward, if anybody wants to check out your upcoming music, your current music, upcoming shows, whatever you got, where's the best place to find you?
So I'm on Spotify, and my artist name, so as you said, is Astrid M.
Hmm.
You can reach me more if you want a more personal kind of conversation on Instagram, astrid.m.music, and I also have a YouTube channel, Astrid M.
Nice. How's uh how's the YouTube channel been going? Is that something that you've started doing with your music, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I started during lockdown. Um, so I should pick it up more. But if I record, so I've got a hashtag raw in the studio. If I just record myself like very authentically, exercising, rehearsing, I put that there. If I do a music video, it's on there as well. Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool. I dig it. I really dig it. Um, but once again, thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely appreciate your
Thank
time.
you so much for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back here in just a little bit with our next guest.